we're also not really used to being the like favorites. So we kind of like felt that. I think we felt that pressure. We've always been the underdogs, where we kind of play a bit more freely than the other team.
I'm joined with Spookz after LTA lower bracket finals. They did lose 3-1 in a pretty rough series, I'd say, in the beginning. I kind of want to ask about those first two games. It felt like it was taking 100 Thieves a long time to really get into like the atmosphere and play like we normally see them. Did you guys feel that? Or I know online they're just like draft gap, but you never really know if that's really the case.
Game one, I don't think draft game one was bad. I think we had like pretty good comp that fits like our identity. Like the Galio with Ambessa combo, like we just have a dive comp. We just had the dragon fight, which we obviously misexecuted, and then Artican we just made a mistake, and then we like all in on Artican when we could have just pushed waves and kept playing. Game two, I think game two was draft issue for sure. Like I would agree with that sentiment. It's not like we were banning with no idea what we were banning for, but we just put ourselves in a situation where we like made Pantheon super strong. And I think they drafted well in that game, and we didn't respond well. We should have taken Sivir on 4P, because obviously whichever team has Sivir essentially in the 4-5 is going to have stronger front to back. But we kind of tunneled on the Bard a little too hard. And obviously, I just think game two draft was bad. And I think on top of that, I felt like we were kind of overplaying a lot. Like we were putting ourselves, even game two, even like when we were in good situations, we were like forcing too hard, playing for a fight instead of just taking like our waves and like fighting where it's important. I do think it's a combination of like just playing in a new setting. I definitely don't think we were super comfortable. We're also not really used to being the like favorites. So we kind of like felt that. I think we felt that pressure. We've always been the underdogs, where we kind of play a bit more freely than the other team. There was a lot of mistakes in and out of the game that kind of put us into a bit of a hole, I guess.
Yeah, specifically, actually, with Quidd, because he's someone that everyone has like kind of like a spotlight on. It feels like whenever we're on this big stage, he kind of shrinks rather than shines. Did you feel that from him, maybe in the first two games or even the fourth game? I know in the third game, it almost felt like he just said, just pick me Silas and I'll carry, and that kind of happened. But how did you feel Quidd's performance and like that specific narrative of like Quidd is a choker or he just doesn't play well when the pressure's on?
To be honest, I don't think Quidd was a problem at all. I actually don't think Quidd had much control over the first two games. I think Aurora game, he was fine. He was just put in a bad situation where like our side lanes weren't going well, and they just had all the pressure on the map. Galio game, I think he did his job as well. He kind of just fell victim to like, we just played badly in like the fights. And then game three, we kind of had the mindset of like coaching staff, we should just try to get Quidd on something where he has more agency, which is kind of why we lent into the Silas angle and the Yone angle going into the third and fourth game. I wouldn't say Quidd was an issue at all, really, to be honest. So.
All right, and then game four, like you guys were kind of back and forth, and you actually got the Baron and then lost the game. Just like, how did it feel to almost come back in that game and then have like just lose that team fight? It felt very deflating, at least from like the fan side. But how did you, like the coaching staff and players take it? Yeah,
I think game four especially was a game where we kept putting ourselves in like good situations, and then we were like overplaying or just making big mistakes. Like after Dokes made that like super play on Akali, we went for too much. Like we went for bot. If we instantly base and go Baron, we can get Baron and get out. But we went for bot tier 2 and then also base and tried to get Nash as well. Jhin having no flash, like realistically we're never going to win. So if we just slow down the game after we get bot tier 2, I still think we're going to win that game. Okay. But in the pressure of the moment, those kind of decisions happen. So yeah, it is shit. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
It is what it is.
Yeah, how are you guys feeling? Because they kept showing the coach cams, and it's like 1 minute you guys are like, oh no, and the next minute you're like, you and Golden Bull are jumping up and down, and like that, like you said, that Akali super play. Like, they made good plays, and your team makes amazing plays. Like, how's the up and down of emotions in like the biggest stage feel?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a super stressful series. So you just kind of like, you're reacting like when your life's on the line, and like anything bad happens, it feels like it's over. Anything good happens, you're like, oh, we're back. So you're kind of just riding the wave of emotion. And because we kind of played in such a way where like we made it really volatile, it was like even more emotional, like watching. So yeah, I mean, it was very stressful. Unfortunately, we couldn't kind of clutch up when it mattered. So, I mean, yeah, here's what it is.
Yeah, well, the heist might be over for the LTA championship, but the heist isn't over for Worlds. So how are you guys like planning on prepping and like going into Worlds? Like, what is the plan? Most teams boot camp, but like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're kind of figuring out our visa situation now, but ideally we're going to Worlds as China as soon as possible to kind of get used to the jet lag, that kind of stuff. We still have to refine a lot of our play. I think it's always hard with our team because we get a lot of success. A lot of our success comes from our play style in that we go for a lot of very aggressive plays, but it's like double-edged sword. So I think we kind of just have to find a middle ground. I think that time before Worlds is kind of when we'll be able to hopefully get better at that.
Just to ask you about that, isn't that usually the time where NA gets destroyed in scrims and loses all confidence? How do you deal with that?
Hopefully not. Yeah, I mean, in my experience, I've been to Worlds a couple of times. It can be pretty oppressive, like scrimming. You get like a reality check of like how good the Asian teams are. I just think it comes down to mindset. I think what can happen is a lot of teams go in with this super like serious mindset of like, we have to not make mistakes, like, and then you get really tilted as a response to like scrimming these teams. I think it's just about keeping the environment good, keeping an open mind, understanding like what we need to work on. And I think our players are pretty mature and aware of like what a good environment looks like in a world setting. So I don't think we'll have any issues with that. And I'm looking forward to kind of hopefully getting our vengeance. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I'm hoping you guys do well. Can you give like last few words to 100 Thieves fans?
Yeah. Honestly, just thank you so much to all our fans. We actually weren't expecting having so much support today, like seeing everyone in the jerseys. I think our jerseys sold out like really fast. And the crowd was like cheering us on, trying to get us back into the series. And I know that those kind of settings is what the players play for. And they put in 10 to 12 hour days every day for that moment. So thank you guys so much for supporting the boys. And hopefully you guys can keep supporting us.
All right, thank you very
cool.
much.
Thank you.
Dude, the crowd was so loud for you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
It was hype.
Yeah.
It was hype. Anyway.
Yeah. I cannot believe they lost. I really didn't think there was a world where FlyQuest could lose, or 100 Thieves could lose, but they did. I mean, shout out to Spookz for doing the interview and just like, being, I don't know, he made it easy for me to do. It was my first in-person interview. Just this whole experience has been incredible. Like the crowd, the stage, everyone, Riot, like the casters, the talent, like even the people that are just like setting stuff up. It's been really, really cool. This is like the best experience. I want to do more and more of this. I know what I want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just doing interviews because they're fun. Now I know I want to do this. So shout out to everyone who came by my little stand and said hi and like did content with me. I'll be posting a bunch of content that you guys see soon. And yeah, hopefully more interviews. I showed up. You could see me on broadcast, which is so cool, doing the press conferences. Or before this press conference, like when they were still like lining up, you could just see me and like the other media. Yeah, it's just such a cool experience, and yeah, shout out to Riot for making this happen. Ash was amazing. I bothered her with at least like 150 questions, and she answered all of them. So shout out to her. She's been incredible, and everyone at the arena, the casters, the everybody, even players. Everyone's so cool. So I enjoyed this. I mean, I'm still like devastated that 100 Thieves lost, and I saw the players afterwards, and they just looked so sad. And I was like, no, but it's hard to feel down when you're having so much fun. So I think if I wasn't here and I was doing it online, I'd be so depressed. I really thought VKS played well, especially their bot lane. I thought their bot lane, I think MVP got to Mirio, the mid laner, but I thought their bot lane was like the reason they won the series. dude, that Dokla Akali play, it was just such a fun series. I mean, 100 Thieves always gives you fun series. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the interview. And yeah, we just have to cheer for FlyQuest tomorrow and for FlyQuest 100 Thieves and VKS going into Worlds. So thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, I will have an interview tomorrow with someone from Riot. Won't say who, but someone from Riot. See you tomorrow. Okay.